All right, let's test the audio to make sure I'm audible nicely. The stream begins. All right, third ball by Jofra Archer. First two were dots, and this one is guided through the covers, but it will only be a single as Jacob Bethel fields it and throws it back. So that will be a single and the highest scorer of the tournament, Sahibzada Farhan, he gets off the mark. He has been the standout batsman for Pakistan so far in this tournament, scoring at an average of 73 and a strike rate of 165. All right, now we see a glimpse of Saim Ayub for the first time. He is known more for his bowling these days than his batting, which is strange because he was supposed to be a part-time bowler. That would be another dot ball as it is an outswinger, and Saim decides not to play at it. Saim Ayub, as I was saying, he is known more for his bowling these days with his variations and carom balls inside the power play. However, his main identity is that of a destructive opener, and we have yet to catch a glimpse of that Saim Ayub in this tournament so far. If you're here for the first time, please leave a like and to subscribe. That would really help me a lot. Thank you. All right, Jofra Archer, fifth delivery. Oh, that almost kissed the blade of Saim Ayub as it flew to the wicket keeper. Jofra Archer is generating some serious pace. And there is some swing in the air as well. This ground here at Pallekele is known to be a batsman paradise as compared to the spinner friendly venues at Colombo. But so far, well, Jofra Archer has not given any inch to the Pakistani batsman, and just as I say that, Saim Ayub charges down the track and whacks it over the cover for the first boundary. That would be 4 for Saim Ayub, who gets off the mark at the end of 1 over. Pakistan stand at 5 for no loss. This is a very important game for both these teams actually, but especially crucial for Pakistan because they have to win it to stay in this tournament. Remember, the first game between New Zealand and Pakistan in their Super 8 category was a washout. So they both share the point. But if Pakistan want to remain in the tournament, they have to win this one. They have not looked at their best so far, and neither have England. But you know that is how Pakistan operates. They are a very unpredictable side, and on their day, they can they can be a 2 on 10 or they can be a 12 on 10. You never know. You never know which Pakistan really turns up on any given day. Jamie Overton in the next over, and that is slashed through point by Sahibzada Farhan, who gets his first boundary as well. And that takes the score to 9 for the loss of no wickets. For a while, it looked like Jofra Archer was really dominating the game for England. But then in the last ball of the last over, Saim Ayub charged down the track and whacked one through the covers. And now Sahibzada Farhan doing the same. That would be a dot ball as the fielder in the circle has no difficulty in retrieving that ball. Jamie Overton does not have the pace of Archer, but he is good at maintaining line and length. The batting order of Pakistan: Farhan Saim, Agha Salman, Babar Azam, Fakir Zaman, Usman Khan, Shadab, Nawaz. They bat till number 8, and on a good day, when it all clicks together, they are perfectly capable of scoring 200. The pitch so far is looking true, and I don't think the batsman should have too much difficulty getting to a big total. But you have to remember that England have more power hitters in their side: Phil Salt, Klaus Butler, Jacob Bethel, Harry Brook. So they will have to be, Pakistan will have to be on the watch to score at a better strike rate. And Saib Ayub deflects that one towards the leg side and has enough time to return for two. The scoreboard is now looking healthy in double digits, 12 for 0 in 1.4 overs. The pressure is kind of mounting on Saim Ayub. Yes, he is contributing with the ball, but the main expectations that the Pakistani fans have with him is with the bat. That is where he has not been at his best. Not in the Asia Cup and not in this tournament so far. They need a quick fire 50 from him up top at the order. And then his bowling is just a bonus. They have more than enough spinners. Pakistan in their ranks, there is Shadab, there is Nawaz. Captain Salman Agha can also bowl a few. All right, that was supposed to be the last ball of the over, but it will not be, as that will have to be bowled again as Jamie Overton strays on to the leg side, which takes the score to 13 for no loss. The Scandi pitch has looked like a batsman's paradise, at least compared to the slow, sticky, spin-friendly wickets of Colombo. I think Pakistan must have decided on a target of at least 180. They simply have to score 180 to keep England quiet because they have enough firepower in their ranks to chase a huge total down. I don't think a total of something like 150 or 160 would intimidate them at all. This is kind of a must-win situation for Pakistan, since their first match was washed out and they shared a point each with New Zealand. As for England, they already have 2 points in the bank, so they have a little more freedom, a little less pressure on them. All right, Jofra Archer resumes once more. That is up in the air. He tried to pull it, and that would be a comfortable catch as Archer takes his first wicket, and Saib Ayub will have to go for yet another low score. He still has a chance of salvaging this match for himself with the ball, but that would be it from the blade of Saim Ayub in this match. He lofts an easy catch, and Jacob Bethel has absolutely no problem holding on to it. That wicket takes the score to 14 for the loss of one wicket. The first wicket has been taken by England. They have drawn first blood. And of course, it had to be Jofra Archer, who bowled an excellent first over, I feel. He had beaten the bat on a couple of occasions, and on this time, Saim Ayub just got a wee bit impatient and tried to hike it into the stands, but only got the outside edge, and that was in the air for about 8 seconds at least. That brings the captain Salman Ali Agha to crease. He possesses both kinds of games. He can play the sheet anchor innings, and he can also go after the bowlers. It remains to be seen what role he will take now. Will they take a cautious approach? Oh, that rose sharply from a good length. That was a vicious delivery by Jofra Archer. He's generating some serious pace today. That leapt up at Salman Ali Agha from a good length, and it looked like that struck the glove, took him totally by surprise. No, that in fact that struck his chest. Well, he is not showing that. He cannot show any emotions as the captain, but I'm very sure that must have hurt. He did a good job of concealing it. All right. Jofra Archer again. That was a play and a miss by Salman Ali Agha as he chased after it, but there was enough outswing to take it beyond his reach and towards the wicketkeeper. Saim Ayub was absolutely in no position to hit the shot he was attempting. So far, it's the first three balls of Jofra Archer in this over have yielded 0 runs and 1 wicket. What will be Salman's response? Well, that would be a rather scratchy single as he is only able to defend it and he has barely enough time for a quick single. That was a fine catch taken by Jacob Bethel. Not easy to do under the lights. And to be honest, I think Jofra Archer deserved that wicket. The way he has been bowling today, he is looking quicker than his normal speed. Oh, that was an inside edge, and that is a very lucky boundary from the blade of Sahibzada Farhan. He tried to hit it in another direction. He tried to hit it towards mid-on, but it took the inside edge. And in the end, no one, not the wicketkeeper and not the close-in fielder, no one could really do anything about it. They could all only watch it shoot towards the boundary. And that is a lucky boundary for Farhan. But this boundary is not lucky at all. That was very deliberately done, and that was a very valiant attempt. That was a pull shot that almost crossed the boundary, but not quite. And Phil Salt was very close to catching it. Threw in a full dive, but at the end, that would be a 4. At the end of 3 overs, Pakistan 23 for the loss of 1 wicket. I would say it is even Stevens so far. They're scoring at a run rate of 7.67, but they have lost the wicket of Saim Ayub. Courtesy 2 great overs by Jofra Archer. Yes, he has conceded a couple of boundaries, but one of them was very lucky. Now we see spin for the first time as Liam Dawson makes an appearance. He is a veteran in the county circuit and in T20 leagues across the world. He's known for his tight line and length. Will he give any room for these two Pakistani batsmen to score freely? We will have to wait and watch. So far, Salman has not scored boundaries, only 1 of 3 deliveries. Farhan is the set batsman. Alright, here's the first delivery by Liam Dawson. And Salman Ali Agha charges down the track. And that is The most horrible fielding mistake I have seen this World Cup. What was he doing there, Jacob Bethel? Normally an excellent fielder. So he charged down the track and that was racing towards leg side. And Jacob Bethel had all the time in the world to field it, but accidentally his hand managed to push it away towards the boundary. He would not like to look at those replays. That was some very shoddy fielding. They will have to forget it now. The next ball is a dot ball as Salman tries to sweep it, but it goes to the fielder. The over prior to that, Jofra Archer, well, that was an exceptional effort from Phil Salt. He covered about 22 meters running to take that catch, but it was not to be. If he had taken the catch, it would have been the catch of the tournament. And just as I say that, here's another wicket. Salman Ali Agha is out. He charged down the track once more and tried to hit a big shot, but it was in the air for a while, and that is a fantastic fielding effort. Anticipated it very well, did Jamie Overton, and was right in position for the catch. First wicket for Liam Dawson, and Pakistan is now 27 for 2 after 3.3. Well, he was showing signs of aggression, and he already had a boundary, but I guess he had decided that Liam Dawson would be the bowler to target. He had come out with a mindset, but unfortunately, it did not work out this time. But I'm actually happy with Pakistan's approach here. They are looking to attack. They are not just playing the waiting game and letting the game drift away from them. They are being proactive. And that brings Babar Azam onto the crease, right-handed batsman. He doesn't have the best strike rate in T20s, but he can play the anchor role, and that is exactly what Pakistan need at the moment. He gets off the mark immediately with a quick single to the leg side. People might criticize Babar Azam for his supposedly slow approach in T20s, but I tell you what, an innings at a strike rate of 120, 130 now would really help Pakistan do the rescue act and reach a score of 180 because there are others around him who can play the big shots, just like Sahibzada Farhan. They go for another quick single, and that would take the score to 29 for 2. The run rate is still decent at 7.3. Oh, that was defended by Babar Azam. That would be a dot ball at the end of 4 overs. Pakistan are 29 for the loss of 2 wickets. Will Jofra Archer get a third over? Well, he is in red hot form right now. I don't think why he should be denied that over, but again, they might need him at the death as well. So we'll have to wait and watch. And yes, it is, looks like it is Archer again. So he gets a third over, 1 over for the death. And he is generating some serious pace right now and getting some swing in the air as well. So the agenda on their mind would be to get Sahibzada Farhan out as soon as possible. All right. Jofra Archer steams in. That is played toward the leg side by Farhan, and that would only be a single. Today's milestones: Nawaz needs 89 runs for 2000 for 1000 in T20Is, and Harry Brook needs one catch for 100 catches in T20s. Oh, that was an attempted big shot, but that didn't really go anywhere as that was mistimed. But they still have enough time to take a quick single. So that is two singles and two balls in this Jofra Archer over. I don't think they will try anything funny in this over. They would give the due respect to Jofra Archer. The fastest ball by Jofra Archer so far has been 148. He's really ramping it up. Oh, that is a straight hit by Sahibzada Farhan, straight down the ground. But again, that would only be a single. They're not taking any extraordinary risks against Jofra Archer, and that is a wise decision. You should not be playing any fancy shots against the premier strike bowler of the opposition. Oh, that's a dot ball as I think that was the quickest delivery of the match so far at 148. You can see the amount of effort he is putting in, and right now it is not very easy to score runs as Babar Azam got an inside edge on that one, but that was only a dot ball. All right, the next delivery, and that is a fantastic pull shot from the blade of Babar Azam. That we need more of that from him. That was bowled at pace 140 plus, but he had no difficulty just pulling it and dispatching it to the boundary. He got into position early, and well, the timing was just perfect. The next ball would be a boundary as well. That was very cleverly done. He guided it past gully, played it very late, and that goes for another four, as that takes Babar Azam's score to 10 of 6 balls, while Sahibzada Farhan is on 17 of 11. At the end of 5, Pakistan are 40 for 2. Well, it looks like this partnership is gaining some momentum. 13 of 9 so far. If they score another 10 or 15 this over, then I think Pakistan can call it a productive power play. All right, Liam Dawson returns for his second over. There won't be any run off the first ball as he tries to pat it along the offside, but that was very well fielded. That last boundary by Babar Azam was beautiful to watch. He just used the pace of Jofra Archer to guide it just out of reach of the fielders. This is what you want to see from him. Some classy shots in the power play, and he has got two of them so far. Runs contribution for Pakistan, Sahibzada Farhan has contributed 35% of all runs that have been scored by Pakistan. Would you believe it? That is a lot of dependence on just one batsman. I think that is something to be avoided because you do not want more than one third of the runs coming from one batsman. That is nicely deflected to the leg side, and that would be a boundary. For a while, it looked like the fielder would stop it, but not in this instance, as that hurried on towards the boundary. This is a quick outfield, and Adil Rashid could not stop it. That means that would be 4 runs for Sahibzada Farhan, who moves to 21 of 15. He has looked in exceptional form this tournament. He has a purple patch. It will be a dot ball once more from Liam Dawson. So far, this over has yielded 4 runs. England would not be too disappointed with this power play because, oh, there is a sweep shot from Saibzada Farhan. That is an exceptional effort at the boundary by Jacob Bethel. He was the one who had a very ugly misfield a couple of overs back, but it looks like he has bounced back, as that was a fantastic diving effort. He put his entire soul into it, and this time he made sure he latches on to the ball. All right. Okay, Liam Lawson ends with a dot ball, and at the end of the power play, Pakistan are 46 for the loss of 2. I don't think England would be too unhappy with this power play because they have managed to restrict the run rate to under 8. It is 7.6. And they have also got 2 wickets in the bargain. So I think England would be the happier side at the end of the power play. But that being said, Pakistan still have a good platform to build on. 46 for 2 it is. And in the middle overs, the next 10 overs, I think they would want to get something like 100. Easier said than done, as England have some quality bowlers in their lineup. With that being said, I think both of these two will have some defined rules, as Saibzada Farhan will have to take on the hitting responsibilities, while Babar Azam plays the sheet anchor, who scores at around 130 strike rate. There are some hitters to follow after this. There is Usman Khan, there is Nawaz, Shadab Khan. All of them can bat, but they would be hoping for a lot more runs from these two. I'll just repeat an interesting stat that I came across. So far in this World Cup, Sahibzada Farhan has scored 35% of all runs that Pakistan has scored. That is some heavy dependence on a single batsman. Just as it was the case with Abhishek Sharma in the Asia Cup. Uh, well, I don't think that makes for a good stat because it just shows that the other batsmen are not performing up to the mark. What do you do on the days when your your batsman in form, fails to perform? We see Sam Curran for the first time as we return from the drinks break. If you're here for the first time, please consider hitting a like and a subscribe. That would really help me a lot. Sam Curran with the ball in his hand. Will he find a hint of swing? Oh, he doesn't. And would you believe it? That is some shoddy fielding by the Englishman. That was going to be a dot ball, but for some reason the fielder decided to throw it at the stumps when Babar Azam was well inside the crease, and that would be two overthrows. This is not something we see very regularly from England. I have no idea why he attempted that throw at all, because Babar Azam was comfortably gliding into the crease. Anyways, that would be a lesson learned as Babar moves on to 12 of 7. Oh, he guides it to the covers, but this time he will only get a single. This is a huge opportunity for Babar Azam to silence his critics. He has had a tough couple of months with some underwhelming performances in the Big Bash League. And then there was the series against Australia and now the World Cup. We are yet to see a dominating innings by Babar Azam. The type of innings where he single-handedly wins his team the match. Well, today could be that day, as he has already got a start, 13 of 8. The strike goes back to Sahibzada Farhan, who takes a single of the next ball. That takes the score to 50 for the loss of 2 wickets. A steady start by Sam Curran so far. Pakistan will have to make sure they get at least one boundary and over, because if they score at something like 8 runs and over in the middle phase, I don't think they would be able to manage 180, 200. That is surely something they would be aiming at. Even for a late flourish, you need a decent platform. Oh, that took the inside edge of Babar Azam's bat and goes harmlessly back to Sam Curran. That would be a dot ball. They would have to avoid the dot balls. They have to keep the singles and twos coming even when the boundaries are not happening. Most runs versus England in T20Is. Babar Azam holds the record with 673. Kohli is at number 2 with 648. There is no doubt that Babar Azam is has been one of the best batsmen in this era. However, you have to look at the strike rate as well, and that is an important point of conversation in modern T20 cricket, where strike rates of 120, 125 are simply not acceptable anymore. Alright, the last ball will be faced by Sahibzada Farhan, and that is a thumping straight drive. Sam Curran can only watch it disappear past him as that goes to the boundary like a tracer bullet. Fantastic timing. At the end of 7 overs, Pakistan reached 55 for 2. He has looked in imperious form all tournament, Sahibzada Farhan. He is capable of hitting the big shots, and he can also slow down when need be. And more importantly, I like the fact that he keeps hitting even when he approaches a milestone. You still see him going for the big shots as he's approaching 50 or even 100. And that is something I really like, a refreshing approach from Sahibzada Farhan. All right, we see the premier spinner from England, Adil Rashid, with his cunning leg spin and his variations. He is not shy to give flight to the ball, tries to lure the batsman in. But on this occasion, he makes a poor start, as that is a very obviously a wide. And for a second, Babar Azam wanted to dispatch it towards the leg side for a boundary, but he could not make contact with the ball at all. That's how wide it was. Babar Azam facing Adil Rashid once more. That would be a dot ball as Babar Azam just defends it. This is the phase where Pakistan will be looking to score at a healthy run rate. They should not let England dictate the terms right now. That will leave simply too much to get for the middle order and the lower order at the end of the innings. These two have to keep the scoreboard ticking. That was a single by Babar Azam, and Farhan gets the strike once more. Will he try to attack Adil Rashid? Remains to be seen. Oh, that is a pull shot, but that goes straight into the hands of the fielder with a couple of bounces. So that would be yet another single. So far, this over has yielded 3 from 3 legitimate deliveries. Most runs this World Cup. Number one is Sahibzada Farhan at 249 runs. Number two is Shimron Hetmeyer after their exceptional innings yesterday. Oh, that looked like a tight 2 runs, but in the end, both of them made it home comfortably. So Farhan on strike again. I'm sorry, that will be Babar Azam, and he plays it to the leg side, tried to work it through the gap, but again would be stopped by the fielder for a single. Rashid has only conceded 6 this over, with the last ball coming up. What will Sahibzada Farhan do here? Will he take the big shot opportunity? He cannot, as that cuts into his pads. Because of turn, he could not put bat to ball. That means at the end of 8 overs, Pakistan is at 61 for 2. If you ask me if they are going at a good strike rate, well, I think they can do better. Farhan is playing at a strike rate of 138, while Babar Azam is at 128. I think only one of them can afford to play an anchor innings right now. The other one has to go bang bang because 8 overs are already gone. And before we know it, another 7 will be done. And if at the end of 15 overs, they have not crossed 130, 140, then that would mean a tall task for the lower order. Liam Dawson resumes his duties from the other end. He has conceded only 12 so far from his two and taken 1 wicket as well. Babar Azam to face him. Would he take the aggressive approach? He doesn't on this instance as he is happy taking a single on the leg side. I think from here on, Saib Zada Farhan will have to play the role of the aggressor. They cannot afford to cruise along at at a run rate of 7, 7.5, because England have enough firepower in their batting lineup to easily chase down a score of 160, 170. In fact, their opener, Phil Salt, has the highest strike rates in the power play across all international batsmen. So if he gets going, well, 170 would seem too small a score. Babar Azam tries yet another pull shot, but that is well fielded near the boundary, so he will have to be content with a couple of runs. That was Will Jacks, England's main all-rounder in this tournament. So that thudded into the pads, and for a while Liam Dawson was interested, but it was going down the leg side, so that would be a dot ball again. Babar Azam is on 22 of 18. While he has got a good start, I think he will have to accelerate a bit more. He takes a single to give the strike to Farhan. They need at least one boundary every over, and these have been a quiet couple of overs with no boundary to be seen. That is taking the current run rate down, and it is 7.33 right now. So that is just defended by Sahibzada Farhan. So only five from that over. At the end of nine, Pakistan are 66 for two. Sahibzada Farhan batting on 30 of 23, while Babar Azam is 22 of 18. I don't think there are any demons in the pitch. I have not seen any vicious turns so far. So I would say this is kind of a strange approach by both these batsmen. It is time to attack now. Nine overs have gone, and you cannot just afford to take 6 or 7 runs and over in the middle phases. Someone will have to attack. Babar Azam getting ready to face Adil Rashid's second over. Is this a specific plan they have come out with that they will let a partnership build in the middle before they accelerate in the last 5 or 6 overs? Well, I'm afraid that will not be enough because even if they do that, they won't go beyond 160, 165 with that approach. And Babar Azam attempts a straight shot over the head of Adil Rashid, but that would only fetch a single as that is fielded in the deep. I think that could have been easily a double, but they were perfectly happy getting a single. Back to Sahibzada Farhan now, and that is a sweep shot that will again go to the fielder. For the last 3 overs, every shot they have attempted, well, it has not penetrated the gap at all. It is going straight to the fielder. And the max they have been able to take is a one or a two. The strike rates of both these batsmen have gone down. Farhan is batting at 129, while Babar Azam is playing at a strike rate of 110. And as I say that, he plays out yet another dot ball. This is a surprising approach, I must say. Either they are not able to hit the ball very well, or they are being unnecessarily cautious as Babar Azam guides it along the offside for an easy single. Only three of this Rashid overs so far of five deliveries. They desperately need a boundary. It has been 3 overs without one. In fact, close to 4 overs. The last ball of the over is yet another single. That will only be four from the Adil Rashid over as at the end of 10, Pakistan are 70 for 2. That is a sedate pace of the innings. One of these two, maybe it would be Sahibzada Farhan. If he takes on the role of the aggressor now and they go at 10 and over in the next 5 overs, that will put some impetus into this innings. Otherwise, it feels like this innings is not really going anywhere. The way they are batting right now, well, it is looking like they're heading for a 140, 150 score, but I'm very sure that's what that's not what they had in mind. Surely they must be aiming for 180. Surely to achieve 180, they would need to score at 11 and over from here on. Would they be able to do it? Jamie Overton returns to bowl his second over, and that would be a dot ball. Saibzada Farhan just deflects it towards the fielder. I must say these are some ordinary strike rates so far from these two batsmen. The partnership is 44 of 41. Farhan is batting on a strike rate of 122, while Babar Azam 109. That is simply not enough. It will all be justified in the end if they manage to accelerate. towards the end and they reach a score close to 170, 180. But if they reach an underwhelming score, well, the critics will be out with the pitchforks criticizing these two. While the big shots haven't come very easy, we have not seen a single boundary since the last 3.5 overs, as that is another single from the bat of Babar Azam. The big shots have not come very easily, but at the same time, I don't really think there are any demons in the pitch. Normally, we see Adil Rashid extracting huge turn in these conditions, even Liam Dawson for that matter, but there has not been any hint of turn as such. Jamie Overton once again. Farhan takes a wild swipe at it, takes the inside edge, but only goes to the fielder for yet another single. The last 4 overs has been, well, a string of singles, dot balls, and occasionally 2 runs, but that is all there is. They need the big shots soon. They need the boundaries. They need the sixers. And they do have enough batsmen after this. They have Fakhar Zaman, Usman Khan, Shadab, and Nawaz. So, well, that is some aggression by Babar Azam, but I'm afraid he will have to go back to the pavilion. He attempted a wild slog, but completely missed the ball, and that crashed onto the stumps for a wicket to Jamie Overton. I think there must have been some communication from the dugout that this is no time to keep taking singles, and the first sign of aggression he showed, he has to return. I must say that this is not one of his finest efforts. 25 of 24. He has put some more pressure on the batsman to follow with this slow approach. Well, as things stand now, after 10.5 overs, Pakistan are 73 for the loss of 3 wickets, and Babar Azam is replaced by the dangerous Fakhar Zaman on the crease. Saib Zada Farhan is also set at 34 from 28, but the boundaries have kind of dried down for him as well. This hasn't been a very fruitful tournament for Fakhar Zaman either. But we all know what he is capable of. Who can forget the Champions Trophy final of 2017? Babar Azam on that occasion completely missing the line of the ball. There was daylight between the bat and ball when it crashed into the stumps. Wharton once again, but that goes straight to the fielder. That over yielded only 3 runs and a wicket. After the end of 11 overs, Pakistan 73 for 3. And now they need someone to play a blinder of an innings. They need someone to get 50 of 22 balls or something like that. Because this approach will only take them to about 150, and I don't think that is enough at all. We see the first glimpse of Will Jacks. He will be bowling to Sahibzada Farhan. Plays it down the ground for a single. I have a feeling Fakhar Zaman would have come to the crease with a clear intent of aggression, because that's what they need right now. They're not going to gain anything by going at 7 and over. In fact, the run rate now has dipped below 7. This is exactly what they need at this moment. That was deflected to the left side very cleverly by Fakhar Zaman behind the wicket keeper, and it races to the boundary. That was very cleverly done, I must say. Used the pace of the bowler, and there was nothing else that had to be done. That was surely going to the boundary. That's a welcome boundary after a long, long time. The next ball would be a boundary again, as that is guided to the covers, and that is a pathetic display of fielding once again. Is it Jacob Bethel again? Oh, yes. He has been having a poor day in the field, I must say. There was all the time in the world for him to restrict the batsman to two, but that ball slipped in between his legs and went straight to the boundary. A very ordinary fielding effort, I must say. All right. Next ball is taken for a single. Finally, we see some signs of momentum in this over as the first four ball yield 10 runs. And they have to keep accelerating from this point on. They cannot afford to have any quiet overs now. Will Jacks bowling his penultimate ball. Slashed to the outside by Farhan, but finds the fielder. Farhan is batting on 35 of 30 and a strike rate of 116. He will have to do better than that. He is already set and he will have to capitalize. He attempts a powerful pull shot, but this time it is fielded well in the deep by Sam Curran as he gets a single. 11 of that Will Jacks over at the end of 12 with Pakistan 84 for 3. The current run rate is now exactly 7, and if they continue along this way, well, they would not score more than 140. 140, 150 is simply not a safe score in modern day T20 cricket. If they have to get something like all right, Adil Rashid resumes, and that would be a no ball. Well, something's going the way of Pakistan as that is called a no ball, and that would also be a free hit. So no legitimate delivery so far this over, but two have been scored, and this is a free hit. And Fakhar Zaman is on strike. Will he be able to get a big shot? They surely need it, as the run rate is kind of creeping down every over. Let's see if. Oh, that was a wild slog from Fakhar Zaman, but it missed everything. It did not make contact with the ball, so that would be a dot ball. They cannot afford too many dot balls at this point of time. Oh, that is yet another dot ball as that spun sharply and crashed into the gloves of Fakhar Zaman. And there was nothing he could do with it. Not enough time to take a single. Next delivery is a dot again, as that was an attempted reverse sweep by Fakhar Zaman. And again, that ball just landing very safely near the wicketkeeper. Nothing he could do about it. This is some fine bowling by Adil Rashid. And that is 3 dot balls in a row. And that would be the 4th dot ball in a row as I say that. He is not being able to read Adil Rashid at all. I'm talking about Fakhr Zaman. He's trying his level best, but right now he has him in a spin chokehold. Will he be able to at least take a single now? Fakhr Zaman? He can, as that goes to the fielder in the deep. And Sahibzada Farhan is on strike. Only three of this over so far. A very quiet over. He would want to finish it with a bang. All right, Farhan facing Adil Rashid. And finally, some good news for Pakistan in this over, as that is swept along the ground and it beats the fielders. That would be 4 runs for Farhan. At the end of 13, Pakistan are 91 for 3, exactly a run rate of 7. They have to move beyond 7. It has to be in the 8s and 9s. And it would need some serious acceleration from here on to be able to achieve that. And that's exactly what they should be attempting, because they still have some batting to follow. And what is the use of having those batsmen in reserve if you are just playing at 7 and over? Will Jacks is the next bowler. He'll be bowling his second over, and I have a feeling they would be targeting Will Jacks. And that is exactly true, as Parker Zaman charges down the ground and hits him for a straight flat 6. What a fine shot, and they need many more of these, as Fakhr Zaman reaches 16 of 10 with that 6. And it looks like Will Jacks is the bowler they have decided to target. The next ball is a very quick single, nicely run by Farhan. So 7 have come already of the first 2 deliveries. Can they make it a 20-run over? They desperately need it. And the onus is on Farhan. He is nicely set. Both of these are perfectly capable of taking the score to 180. Oh, that is one heck of a shot. Sat down on his haunches and slog swept it for 6. They are showing no mercy to Will Jacks, who has conceded 24 of 1.3 overs. This over is exactly what the doctor had ordered for Pakistan, as it has fetched 13 so far from the first 3 balls. That takes the score to 104 for 3. And finally, it looks like this innings is going somewhere. Farhan slashes it to the covers, and it's well fielded in the deep, but they have enough time to return for 2 runs. That takes Farhan to a score of 49, just 1 away from yet another well-deserved 50. He has been batting like a dream all tournament, and it is only fair that he is the leading run getter. It would be a dog ball, as he simply patted it back to the bowler. 15 of the over so far, a good one. They need a few of these. The last ball of the over will go for a single, and at the end of 14, Pakistani score stands at 107 for 3. And Saibzada Farhan scores a 50. He raises the bat to acknowledge the cheers of the crowd. A fine innings, 50 of 37 at a strike rate of 135. Yes, he will have to accelerate more, but he has been one of the main architects of this innings so far. I can't say the same about Babar Azam, who scored a runner ball, but he is getting some good company at the other end, courtesy Fakhr Zaman, who is 17 of 11. If from here on Pakistan score at 12 and over, they would reach very close to 180, and that is the bare minimum they would be targeting. They simply have to get 170, 180 to pose some kind of a challenge to England. They have an intimidating batting lineup, and though it has not fired to its full potential in this tournament yet, we all know what they can do. So Pakistan would be well aware of that. And I think they would be targeting something like a 175, 180. They lost some early wickets in the power play, Pakistan. And then there was a steady stabilizing in partnership between Farhan and Babar Azam. I'm afraid it was a bit too slow and it kind of took the momentum away from the innings, but I guess, well, they had to do what they had to do. It is after the arrival of Fakhr Zaman on the crease that we are seeing a fresh burst of energy as he has raced to 17 of 11, and Farhan seems to have recovered his attacking mode as well as he has reached 50 of 37. They would need these two to keep going for at least another 3 and 4 overs because otherwise, well, things could get a bit tricky for Pakistan. All right. Sam Curran will resume after the drinks break. He has conceded 9 of his only over. These days, he is trusted by England to close out the death overs. There is still one Jofra Archer over remaining in the bank. Right. So that is guided for a single by Farhan. That gives a strike to Fakhr Zaman, who will be looking to capitalize on his great start. And who knows? Maybe we could see a blinder of an innings from Fakhr Zaman. He's perfectly capable of doing that. The score predictor is now giving a prediction of 165, but I'm very sure these two would want to go much further than that. I don't think a score of 165 would be enough on this wicket. Charges down the track for Zaman, but he can only get a single and is fielded well in the deep. All right. A very critical phase in the game right now as they would look to end this innings on a high. They have the platform now with the score at 109 for 3. A pull shot by Farhan, but goes straight to the fielder. Only 3 of this over so far as the score reaches 110 for 3. Most sixes in this tournament. Farhan is at number 2 with 12 sixes, with Shimran Hetmyer at number 1 with 17 sixes. He has hit some kind of a stupendous purple patch, Hetmyer. But Farhan is not too far behind as he is enjoying a purple patch of his own. And he also happens to be the leading run scorer of this tournament. That was a fine Yorker by Sam Curran. Fakhr Zaman could only dig it out just in time as he gets a single for his effort. Only four of this over so far. This is not something Pakistan can afford as they sit at number 3 on the table. Remember, their match against New Zealand was washed out, so they have only a single point right now, and they need those 2 points to get going in the Super 8s. All right, Sam Curran. That would be a dot ball as Farhan attempts a tennis ball kind of shot over the covers, but he is not able to pierce the fielders. Last ball of the over to go. The dugout is looking a bit grim with Mike Hessen putting on a serious expression. That was hit straight back at Sam Curran, but he cannot prevent a single as that is 5 from the over, a good over by Sam Curran. At the end of 15, Pakistan are 112 for 3. And I think there is no doubt in anyone's mind as to what the last 5 overs need to be right now. They have to accelerate. They have wickets in hand. They have to go for almost every deliveries now. With only 30 deliveries to go, they should not look to defend or take a single. Just go after almost everything. Attempt to get to a total of 180, at least 170. Jamie Overton will resume now. Remember, we still have a Jofra Archer over coming up. That is straight to the wicket keeper as Farhan completely misses it. And that would be a dot ball. That has been a cause of worry in this innings, the sheer amount of dot balls. All right, what will Farhan do now? There is some pressure on him as he is the well set batsman and he needs to go for a late innings charge. Will he choose Overton for the attack? Indeed, he will, as that is a powerful shot down the ground. Easily crosses the boundary line to go to 6. Well, that takes Sahibzada Farhan to a score of 59, and they need many of these in the last 5 overs. They have to keep hitting now. All right, how will Overton respond? He responds with the widest delivery, which is drilled through the covers expertly by Farhan. And it now looks like we have another good over on our hands, as the first 3 balls have yielded 10 runs. That was all wrists and power. He did not move his legs at all. He did not need to. All right, that takes the score to 122. Jamie Orton coming into bowl, the fourth delivery. And that is hit plumb on the pads, and that is given out by the umpire. Farhan is not looking convinced, and he takes the review. Well, if you ask me, that looked out to me. That was straight in front of the pads. And he was, it would have gone on to hit the leg stump. I think the only thing that will save him right now is an inside edge. He is looking a bit confident though, so we'll have to wait and watch. We are checking for the ultra edge right now. Let's see if there is a hint. of an edge. Well, the ultra edge says there is no edge at all. That means only a miracle in ball tracking would save Farhan right now. And I don't expect there to be any miracle because the umpire's call is in favor of the bowler, and that definitely looks like it would hit a leg stump. I'm very afraid that Farhan will have to go back to the dugout. Will he? Will he not? Well, it seems to be a delay in the ball tracking. I'm personally not a fan of these kind of delays as they take the momentum of the game. Finally, we have ball tracking, and just as I predicted, it went on to hit the leg stump. That was a plum decision. I don't know why Farhan decided to go for the review. Maybe he was hoping that it would miss the leg stump. All right, then. That is all for Saibzada Farhan in this innings. It brings Shadab Khan to the crease. With only 26 deliveries left in this innings, they really have to go for it now because this is not looking like a par score at the moment. The way things are going, they are heading towards 160, and I do not think 160 is enough on this wicket. They have to aim beyond it, and both these batsmen have to keep attacking each and every ball now, and that is exactly what Shadab Khan does. On the very first ball he faces, he charges down the track and dispatches it to the covers for four. A fine, fine shot. This is the attitude they really need without worrying about personal scores. Just go for what the team needs. 14 of this over so far, and the last ball is coming up. Will Shadab hit two in a row? That would be a dot ball as he's not able to get it away. At the end of 16, Pakistan stand at 126 for 4 with Fakhru Zaman batting on 19 of 13 and Shadab Khan 4 of 2. Adil Rashid still has an over to go. Most probably it will be him bowling the 17th. All right, let's see how they close out this innings. Adil Rashid bowling to Fakhar Zaman. That is up in the air, and that would be a six. There was no doubt where that ball was heading. It was hit with a lot of power, and that is a trademark Fakhar Zaman shot as Adil Rashid disappears for a six. This innings is now gaining some momentum with the run rate crossing 8 for the first time. It will be a dot ball as that was fired in quickly towards the off stump. Adil Rashid to continue. That is up in the air. He attempted a sweep, took the outside edge, and that is safely caught by the fielder. That would be a wicket, yet another wicket for England. The wickets are coming at regular intervals, and just when we start to think that this Pakistan innings is heading somewhere, a wicket falls. There was a fine effort by Liam Dawson, who never lost sight of the ball. This brings Usman Khan at the crease. I have no idea why he is being sent so late. He should have been at the crease much earlier, as he is the batsman in form. Anyways, as things stand, the score is 132 for 5. Usman Khan is perfectly capable of hitting the big shots. The only question is, does he have enough time now? Well, he gets going from the first ball itself as he pulls it towards the third man for two quick runs. 8 have come this so far of this Adil Rashid over. We will need to see some heavy aggression from the Pakistani batsmen in these last 3 overs if they want to set a formidable total. And by formidable, I mean at least 180. The last ball coming up, and that is a fantastic six by Usman Khan. He launched himself into that sweep slog with all power, and it went into the stands, and the Pakistani fans are delighted. This over cost 14, and at the end of 17, Pakistan are now 140 for 5. Will they be able to get 40 in the last 3 overs? That is a tall ask, yes, but considering the caliber of these two, it should not be too difficult. I have high expectations from Usman Khan. The true cricket fans will know that for a while he was in Dubai and he was planning to play for the United Arab Emirates, but he was recalled by the Pakistani board and given his place in the side. And so far, well, he has not exactly set the stage on fire, but every now and then he has come up with some blistering innings. All right, that's a surprise. Liam Dawson, the spinner, will take the 18th over. All right. That will go down as a dropped catch. And that would also be a four. That was slashed through the covers by Shadab Khan. The fielder only managed to get a hand to it. It was Harry Brook. And that flew from his hand and had enough momentum in it to go to the boundary. That will go down as a dropped catch, I'm afraid. The pressure telling on Liam Dawson as he attempted a wideish delivery, but that will be called a wide by the umpire, and rightfully so. 145 for 5 is the score right now. Oh, that was almost Yorker length by Liam Dawson, and Shadab manages to dig it out and hands over the strike to Usman Khan, who will look to attack almost every delivery. I think he should be attacking every single delivery right now because there are only 15 to go. 16, I'm sorry. And in these 16 deliveries, they have to manage about 35 runs. Oh, that would be a dot ball as he tried another wideish delivery and this time he was successful. Usman Khan looking impatient. Will he go for the big shot now? He has to. There is no other option. That's exactly what he does as he launches himself into a shot, but that is caught at the boundary. Usman Khan will have to go. The tall Jamie Overton was waiting for him for exactly that shot and simply did not have the legs or the timing to go all the way. So Usman Khan will have to depart with the score at 146 for 6. Only 14 deliveries to go. Well, are they approaching a par score? I'm afraid they are a little bit short. It would need some heavy fireworks in the last 2 overs if they want to reach 180. With that, Liam Dawson got his second wicket and six of this over so far with two to go. New batsman at the crease is Mohammad Nawaz, a very capable batsman down the order. Let's see if he manages uh, a quick contribution towards the total. All right, Liam Dawson bowling to Mohammad Nawaz, and that is out. Would you believe it? He has got two in a row, and he is on a hat trick. That was an LBW shout and was rewarded by the umpire. But the batsman Nawaz has now decided to go for the review. That looked plumb out to me. Well, I'm sure Nawaz knows something we don't because that looked heading straight towards the stumps. Did he have an inside edge? We have seen Saibzada Farhan wasting one review already. Will this be the second wasted review? They are checking the ultra edge right now. And there seems to be no spike, so there is no edge. Only ball tracking can save Nawaz now, and I don't think it will, as it is heading straight towards the stumps, towards the middle stump. There will be some time to go for ball tracking. All right, we have ball tracking now. Impact inline, wickets hitting the middle stump, and so Nawaz will have to depart for a first ball duck. And just as we say that, Liam Dawson is on a hat trick. They have lost both their reviews, both poor reviews, I must say. Well, Liam Dawson has a golden opportunity to take a rare World Cup hat trick as Shadab is joined at the crease by Shaheen Shah Afridi. Capable of using the long handle, he can hit sixes when he's in the mood. And right now is the time when they need it the most. 3 wickets for Liam Dawson so far, and he has a chance to take a hat trick. Will he? Won't he? Well, Shaheen Shah Afridi will be facing him for the first ball. Huge anticipation for the hat-trick ball. Liam Dawson looking focused, runs into bowl, and that is safely deflected away for a single. That was not a threatening delivery at all. With that over went for 7, and at the end of 18, Pakistan stand at 147 for 7. Still below par. They need about 30 more to make this a challenging total. Let's see if they can manage to get 30 in 2. They do not have enough batting left now because after these two, it is Salman Mirza and Usman Tariq. And I'm pretty sure those two are not really known for the batting prowess. At least one of these two, Shadab Khan and Shaheen Shah Afridi, they will have to play a blistering innings. All right, Jofra Archer it is, bowling the 19th over. And the first delivery would only go for a single as Shaheen Shah Afridi wisely decides to give the strike to Shadab Khan. That was a clear LBW, and I don't know why Nawaz decided to take that review. Maybe it was more out of hope than anything because he is one of the main lower order batsmen for Pakistan. Well, they are out of reviews now. It's all up to Shadab Khan now to make a match out of this. But he can only take a single on this occasion, as that was a slower one by Jofra Archer, and he did not manage to catch the change in speed, could only guide it towards a single. That is 2 runs in 2 balls so far, with the score at 149 for 7. Shaheen Shah Afridi, will he swing for the stands? He does swing for the stands, but I'm afraid he will have to go back straight to the dugout as that is a fantastic catch taken near the boundary line. They will check if his foot was anywhere near the boundary line, but I think that was a clean catch. Sam Curran it was, and he is looking pretty confident. And yes, it was a clean catch indeed. He was about a foot away from the boundary line. And if not for that catch, it would have gone for 6 for sure. That means it is yet another wicket as the score is still stuck at 149. This is now they have lost 8 wickets. And the problem is Shadab Khan is not on strike. He is one who can get about 3 or 4 sixes, even from this situation, and that would surely help Pakistan. But the problem is he is not on strike. That's all Mirza needs to do right now. Just take a single and let Shadab Khan do the batting. This has been an underwhelming performance by Pakistan in this match because I'm sure they would not have aimed at something like a 150, 160 when they started the innings. Oh, that's a fine Yorker, and that would be another dot ball. Only 2 of this over so far. What a cracking over by Jofra Archer. And that was a fine catch indeed. He kept his nerve, kept watching the ball all the time. And Sam Curran, well, he's always been a cool customer. Finally, Mirza is able to take a single, and Shadab Khan will get to face the last delivery. Well, what does he do now? Does he go for the boundary? Does he take the single and give himself the strike in the last over? I think he should go for it now because there is no point speculating. Just go for the big shots and get as many as you can. Put something on the board, maybe at least 170, something you can bowl at. Well, he does manage to get a boundary as that was slashed through point. But only problem is it will not be Shadab Khan taking strike in the last over. It would be Salman Mirza. The score is 154 for 8 at the end of 19, and Pakistan have 1 over left. I think the main momentum in this match was taken away during that partnership between Saib Zada Farhan and Babar Azam. Babar Azam scored a runnable 25, and I don't think a runnable innings of 25 has any place in modern day T20 cricket. You should be looking to score at least at a strike rate of 130, if not 150. Anyways, Mirza is here on strike, and he will be facing Sam Curran, and he has only one job: just give the strike to Shadab Khan. That is exactly what he does, and they attempt a quick single. A direct hit would have been out, but saved on this occasion. All right, so Shadab Khan has 5 deliveries to make some magic happen. Will he be able to take them to at least 170? I'm not saying that's a power score, but it would be enough to put some amount of pressure on England. A direct hit, and he was a goner, but saved in the end. All right, 5 deliveries to go. What is Sam Curran thinking right now? Will he attempt a couple of Yorkers at the risk of bowling a full toss? Let's see. That is straight into the block hole. A perfect Yorker by Sam Curran. Shadab Khan can only dig it out, but he does well to take 2. That is very well run indeed. So that means effectively they have only 4 balls. They need at least a couple of big hits from the blade of Shadab Khan. He is capable of doing that, but recently his batting has been on somewhat of a decline. There was a time when he was the premier all-rounder for Pakistan, but he is making a comeback to the side. So far, it has not been a best comeback, I have to say. Yet another Yorker on point, and again they take a double. You have to give Shadab Khan credit for this. He is an excellent runner between the wickets, and he gets 2 doubles in a row. But I'm afraid singles and twos, the England team won't mind it too much. They will be happy to restrict Pakistan to under 170, and that is exactly what is going to happen if the next 3 balls do not disappear to the boundary. They simply have to hit a couple of big shots. All right, Sam Curran, the death over specialist, and that is a slow bouncer, a wideish bouncer, perfectly executed, and there was absolutely nothing Shadab Khan could do about it. This is turning out to be a fine over by Sam Curran, and he has conceded only 5 of 4 deliveries. What will Shadab Khan do now? He doesn't have many options. He has to go for everything. These 2 balls, he has to aim for the stands. Will he be able to do it? Yes, he will on this occasion as he deflects that Yorker towards the leg side. An excellent use of his wrists, as that will go for 4 and takes the score to 163 for 8. One more 6 now, and the score would be 169, and that would leave England needing 170 to win the match. The captain, Harry Brook, is looking a bit distraught. He did not like that boundary at all. All right, Sam Curran, another Yorker, and that goes to the fielder. They attempt another double, but this time they only get 1, and It is Shadab Khan who gets a run out in the process of getting two. Well, well, well. Anyways, the score is now 164 for 9 from their quota of 20 overs, which leaves England to get exactly 165. The Pakistani spinners have their task cut out. They will have to strangle England in the middle overs, and their opening bowlers have to produce some magic in the power play to put England on the back foot, because a score of 165 is not intimidating. They will have to go with a very clinical approach if they want to win this match. And they have to win this match to stay alive in this tournament. Anyways, that would be the innings break, and we will return in about 5 to 10 minutes as we take a short break. Please do not go anywhere, and if you do go anywhere, please join the stream back, as I'll be taking a short tactical break. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. All right, the players are taking the field as we speak, and it will be Shaheen Shah Afridi who would be taking the first over. Shaheen Shah Afridi will have to produce a bit of magic in the power play if Pakistan need to win this, because frankly, this is not an intimidating lineup total at all. As we take a look at the batting lineup of England, it is Phil Salt, Joss Butler, Jacob Bethel, Tom Banton, Harry Brook, Sam Curran, Will Jacks, Liam Dawson, Jamie Overton, Jofra Archer, and Ashil Rashid. That is the entire lineup. As the batsmen get ready, the innings will be underway very shortly. Shaheen Shah Afridi is known for his early swing that he gets in the power play. They need at least a couple of quick wickets here because only that would put pressure on England, and then the spinners would be able to apply the chokehold. All right, Shaheen Shah Afridi, and that is a first ball wicket. Would you believe it? This is simply fantastic from Shaheen Shah Afridi. Depart is the extremely dangerous Phil Salt. Phil Salt has to depart for a golden duck as it is caught cleanly by the wicketkeeper Usman Khan, and this is exactly what the doctor had ordered for Pakistan. A first ball wicket. It cannot get any better than this, let me tell you. Cannot get any better than this at all because they desperately needed it, Pakistan. All right, here we have Harry Brook playing one down. That is a bit of a change from the usual position. Normally, we see Jacob Bethel come in. Is this some deliberate plan? We'll have to wait and watch. Shaheen Shah Afridi is on a roll after that first ball wicket. Oh, that is struck towards the fielder, and that is a dot ball. England have yet to score a single run, and that was a very thick outside edge from the blade of Phil Salt. Don't know what he was trying to do there. His feet went nowhere, and he just slashed at it. He was their best chance to give them a rollicking start in the power play. And now that Pakistan have neutralized the threat, they are very much back in this game. That one would be a quick single by Harry Brook. In fact, 2 runs as it is deflected to the leg side. Very well run. So that takes the score to 2 for 1. That was well taken by the wicketkeeper Usman Khan because these kind of catches are not easy to take. And as he has done countless times for Pakistan, he takes a wicket in the very first over. A play and a miss by Harry Brook. A fantastic first over so far. Exactly what Pakistan needed. I'm pretty sure we will see some spin in the power play. It could be Saeem Ayub, it could be the captain himself, Salman Ali Agha, or it could be both. We'll have to wait and watch. Oh, that would be a quick single as Brook gives a strike to Butler for the very first time. All right, so the score is 3 for 1 at the end of 5 deliveries of the first over. It's some exceptional bowling by Shaheen Afridi. He seems to be charged up. And as he runs in to bowl the last ball of the over to Joss Butler, that was almost another wicket as that went very close to the bat. A heavy appeal by Shaheen Shah Afridi, and well, the other fielders did not seem too interested. Will they take the review? No, they don't seem too convinced. Maybe it was a tactic by Shaheen Shah Afridi to put some pressure on England, and that will go down as a fantastic first over. First ball wicket, and that too Phil Salt, the extremely dangerous Phil Salt, has now departed. And at the end of 1 over, England will be 3 for 1 wicket. The next bowler would be Salman Mirza. Let's see how he starts. The batsman on strike will be Harry Brook. He is another left armer, Salman Mirza. Oh, he sprays onto the pads this time, and that would go towards the boundary. Very well deflected there by Harry Brook. And that would be a welcome boundary for England. That would ease the nerves somewhat after that high pressure first over bowled by Shaheen Shah Afridi. All right, so that takes Brook to 7 of 6, while Butler is yet to open his account. Salman Mirza runs in once again, and Ali Brook charges down the track, but could not do much with it as that ball went safely to the fielder. That would be a dot ball. England need 158 in 112 with a required run rate of 8.5. It will creep up if England continue along this line because right now they are going with a sort of a cautious approach. And it is well justified because they don't really need to take too many risks right now. It is a manageable total. And if they build a couple of partnerships, well, oh, that is another dot ball. Pressure is piling. At the end of the day, I think they will have to keep taking wickets because I don't think this game will be won just by choking England with spin. That would play its part, but the wickets have to come at regular intervals. And now that they have removed the main threat, Phil Salt, from the top order, they will have to take down at least one of these two because they are perfectly capable of salvaging the power play, even from this position. Oh, that went past the bat. That was a play and a miss. After that first ball boundary, Salman Mirza has bounced back really well, not giving away anything. How long will Harry Brook keep quiet? He is not the kind of batsman to play out three dot balls in a row. Well, now that it has happened, let's see how he responds. And he responds with a fine pull shot that goes all the way to six. That is the first six of the innings, and that takes the score to 13 for 1 of 1.5 overs. That would really help them gain some confidence in what looks to be a shaky start so far. One last delivery to go, and there was kind of banged in shot by Salman Mirza, and Brook guides it to the field for a single. At the end of two, it would be 14 for the loss of one wicket. Right, so that is yet another wicket for Shaheen Shah Afridi, and he has picked two in a row. Just when Pakistan needed him to be at his inspirational best, well, he provides a couple of breakthroughs for Pakistan. The new batsman joining the captain would be Jacob Bethel, a fine young talent and an upcoming superstar. Well, they have their task cut out now because right now it is Pakistan who are on top of this power play. That took the inside edge of Joss Butler before it went to the wicketkeeper. No big celebrations from Shaheen Afridi. He is a man on a mission. A dot ball played out by Jacob Bethel as he tries to play it to the covers, but intercepted by the fielder in the deep. This over has only yielded 3 runs so far, and Shaheen Afridi is single-handedly putting a lot of pressure on the English batting. That would be another odd ball. What a spell this has been so far. 2 wickets for 6 runs of his 2 overs. Well, almost 2 overs as the last ball is coming up. This is exactly the kind of bowling that they needed from their premier strike bowler. And he has delivered today after a lot of criticism. He was even dropped for a match against Namibia. It is played towards leg side by Jacob Bethel, and that would only be a signal. At the end of three, England are 18 for 2 wickets, and the required run rate has kind of crept up to 8.65. That is what Pakistan will hope. Slowly choke the innings till the required run rate is north of 10 and over. And this is when spin will come into play. And just as we say that, spin is already in play as we catch a first glimpse of Saim Ayub. Well, his main role in the team is as an explosive opener, but these days he has gained a reputation as one of their main spin bowlers. And he is doing a fine job with the ball, I must tell you, especially in the power play with his variations. All right, let's see if he is able to get a wicket early on. Bethel facing Saim Ayub, and that is safely played to the fielder for a single. Apart from his off spinners, he has a well disguised cannonball and the other one. He could not succeed today with the bat, but will he succeed with the ball, Saim Ayub? Well, the stage has already been set by Shaheen Shah Afridi with a fantastic opening spell of 2 for 7 that has put England on the back foot, and they now need 145 of 100. Oh, that was a cannon ball by Saim Ayub, and Brook can only take a single. They have managed to keep the Englishmen quiet so far, not really allowed them to get off the blocks scoring, and they need to do that because it's not a huge total they are defending, it's only 165. And so far, their bowling has delivered, I must say, courtesy their strike bowler, Shaheen Shah Afridi. 2 excellent deliveries to get rid of the openers, Phil Salt and Joss Butler. Alright, an attempted pull shot, and that would race to the boundary as there was no one in that area, and no one could stop it going to the boundary. That was a kind of a loose delivery by Saim Ayub. That would be yet another dot ball. Let's see how he finishes off this over. That is up in the air, having taken the outside edge, but what a drop. That was Usman Tariq running to catch, but he dropped the easiest of chances. Catches don't get any easier than that, and he is looking devastated. There were about three fielders around, but he almost had it in his hands. I don't know how he managed to drop it. He had it locked in, but just lost control at the last moment and floored that catch. That would have been the dismissal of Jacob Bethel. And to add insult to injury, the next ball, Harry Brook charges down the track and gets 4 runs. 29 for 2 it will be after the end of 4 overs. Will they go on to regret this drop catch? Possibly because the dropped batsman was Jacob Bethel, who is perfectly capable of playing an amazing innings. Usman Tariq will have to compensate with the ball in his hands. He will have to do something to salvage. All right, Shaheen Shah Afridi, the pick of the bowlers so far. He returns for the third over of his spell, and rightly so because he has been dominant so far, and they would like to keep the pressure on. This time it's a full toss by him, and that is also a direct hit, but that was very well run by the batsmen Bethel and Brook. That would be a single. As we revisit that dropped catch again by Usman Tariq, I don't know how he managed to fumble that one. He already had it in his grasp. All he had to do was just hold on to it. But as he was running forward, he somehow lost control and that fell right on the ground. All right, Harry Brook is plays this one inside out. That would be a fantastic boundary through the covers. That takes him to 24 of 14 and the score reaches 34 from 2. It looks like the England innings is gaining some momentum now. He had managed to keep them quiet all this long, but this is the first boundary of the bowling of Shaheen Shah Afridi. Oh, that was an attempted Yorker, could not get it right, but still manages to restrict him to a single. And the speed of Shaheen Shah Afridi is looking up. 141 this time. So far, I have seen him bowling in the mid 130s all throughout the tournament, but today it looks like he is a man on a separate mission. All right, Jacob Bethel takes strike against Shaheen Shah Afridi once more. That would be a dot ball as it played straight to the fielder. So far, Shaheen Shah Afridi has been the pick of the bowlers, taking both the wickets that have fallen. All right, that one is up in the air. Will it be caught? Yes, it will be this time. Jacob Bethel is out. Sahibzada Farhan takes the catch, and that is the third straight wicket for Shaheen Shah Afridi. Usman Tariq goes on to congratulate him, and that is a look of relief on his face, as he was the one who had dropped Jacob Bethel in the last over. Well, there is some justice in the world after all, as that is a third wicket for England to go down, and they are in a spot of trouble now. As after 4.5 overs, England are 35 for the loss of 3 wickets. Jacob Bethel has to depart for a score of 8 from 10 deliveries. And this has been an inspirational bowling performance by Shaheen Shah Afridi. 3 for 13 of his 3 overs so far. Exactly what they needed from the premier strike bowler. That is exactly the spell that will lift up the spirits of his teammates. Tom Banton joins Harry Brook, and he has not been having the greatest of tournaments so far. He has been kind of struggling for form. Let's see if he is able to put up a big score today. His captain on the other end, Harry Brook, he looks quite set, and he will be the one taking the strike. Oh, that is a spirited appeal from Shaheen Shah Afridi, but no real support from the wicketkeeper and the other fielders, and they decide not to go for the review. This means at the end of 5 overs, England are at 35 for 3. They still need 129 in 90 balls, and I don't think it is going to be an easy chase at all, with 3 of their top order batsmen having returned back to the dugout. They still have plenty of batting to come. There is Will Jacks, there is Sam Curran, Liam Dawson can bat. Then there are these two. So plenty of firepower still left for England, but these 3 wickets will put the pressure on them, and that is exactly what Pakistan needed. They had to make sure that early wickets are taken in the power play, as we see Nawaz for the first time bowling in the power play. Left arm spin. If they manage to take another wicket here in the power play, it will absolutely put the pressure back on England. Oh, that is an attempted reverse sweep by Tom Banton. I don't know what he was trying to do there, but he manages to get a single for his efforts. So as I was saying, they really needed these early wickets, as that was the only way to put pressure on England, because I don't think scoreboard pressure will really work in this match, because it's not a huge total they're chasing. So it had to be a flurry of wickets, and that is exactly what their fast bowler Shaheen Shah Afridi provided. And he still has an over up his sleeve, but I am quite certain that would be in the death overs. Brook takes a couple of runs off Nawaz. The current run rate is now 7.3, while the required run rate is 8.6. Somewhat in the balance, but another wicket here, especially Harry Brook, and then we are talking business, because that would put Pakistan firmly in the driver's seat. They have to find a way to stop Harry Brook, who is looking like a man on a purpose, as he faces Nawaz for the third ball. And he sweeps him. It was in the air for a while, but it hit just enough to take it across the boundary for 4 runs. Nawaz is not looking very happy for some reason, but that was not the best delivery. It straight on to the leg side, and Harry Brook, well, he did not need a second invitation to slog sweep it. All right, that brings the score to 43 for 3 of 5.3. So far, this has been, I would say, advantage Pakistan because they have taken 3 wickets. But Harry Brook is looking extremely dangerous at the moment. They have to find a way to stop him immediately. Just as I say that, he charges down the wicket and plays it over the covers for yet another boundary. It looks like he has decided to target the spinners, Harry Brook, and that takes him to 35 of 18. As the other wickets around him have fallen, Harry Brook has not looked disturbed in the least. He is cruising right now. Well, Nawaz will have to pull back here because this will ease some of the pressure that they have built over this power play. All right, the second last delivery that was in the air for a while as it was played straight into the air. And Nawaz thought he had a chance for a while, but he could not complete the dive as he was obstructed by the non-striker, Tom Banton. That catch, if it was taken, would have been a sensational catch, but it would need the reflexes of a leopard. Anyway, so that would be a dot ball. Let's see what Harry Brook does now. Would he close out the power play with a bang? That is exactly what he does, as that is stonked straight down the ground for a mammoth six. This has proved to be a very expensive over by Nawaz, and it has taken the pressure off England. At the end of six, they are 53 for 3, and the umpires call for a drinks break. I'm afraid Nawaz's over has done quite a bit of damage because Harry Brook right now is looking in unstoppable form, and he is 41 of 20. As the others around him have gone back to the dugout, he has stood there like a rock, and he is not at all afraid to pay the big shots. I wonder if they will introduce Usman Tariq earlier than usual. I would do that if I were the captain. You just need something, some change, some bit of experiment to see how Harry Brook responds. You can't just allow him to dictate terms like that because he will just take the match away from you before you know it. He's already batting on a strike rate of 200. Well, it remains to be seen how they manage. Right now, the current run rate and required run rate are almost at par, and run rate is not actually a worry for England. The only thing that will disturb them right now is the wicket of Harry Brook. They will have to find some way, Pakistan, to maybe they should just try to tempt him through the bowling of Usman Tariq or maybe Shadab Khan. Just tempt him into doing something silly. And the drinks break is almost over. And it is Shadab Khan who will take the next over, or will it be Usman Tariq? Well, we'll have to wait and watch. A heavy discussion was taking place between Salman Ali Agha and the coach Mike Hessen during the drinks break. And I'm very sure that the topic of discussion was Harry Brook. And well, some unexpected bowling change over here. They have introduced the special weapon, Usman Tariq. He is there for one reason, and that is to break this partnership. But hang on a minute. There is still some confusion. It is not Usman Tariq as Shadab Khan takes the ball. Well, I don't know what's happening out there, but there was a lot of back and forth. But finally, we do see Shadab Khan. I think Usman Khan was warming up for the next over. In any case, they have a task on their hands, and the task is simple: find a way to stop Harry Brook. They can also try and build some pressure on Tom Manton, who is not in good form himself. Oh, that would be a dot ball, as that one did not spin at all, and Manton could only pat it down to the field. All three wickets that have fallen so far have gone to Shaheen Shah Afridi. An attempted reverse sweep by Banton, and that would be yet another dot ball. He seems to be having some trouble reading the bowling of Shadab Khan, but he does not need to do anything silly at the moment because his captain is looking in absolute control at the other end, and it will take something really stupid to throw away a wicket at this point of time, which is exactly what Pakistan would need. That is safely guided along the ground for a single. It brings Brook on to strike again. What will he attempt now? Will he still go for the big shots now that the power play is over? Or will he be happy taking the singles and twos? This looks like it is going to be a close contest from what we have seen so far. Oh, that is played for a single by Harry Brook. In fact, that is a double. That is extremely well run by both these batsmen. It was looking like it was only going to be a single, but just at the last moment, they decided to go for the second run sprint. And that was the perfect opportunity to take a double. Well, still, it has only 3 from 4 balls so far. So I would say, well done, Shadab Khan so far. Well, he managed to keep Harry Brook quiet. He charges down the track, and that is goodness. How did that miss the stumps? That was an inside edge that narrowly escaped the stumps. Goodness me. Well, that is the risky approach he takes, and that is exactly how he bats. That gives him another couple of runs as Harry Brook moves to 45 of 23 as Shadab Khan comes in to bowl the last ball of the over. That will be a dot ball. Couple of All right, finally we catch a glimpse of Usman Tariq. And he had to come in early at the 8th over because there's no point hiding him till the 11th, 12th, or 13th over. If you have a secret weapon, you must use him. And that is exactly what they are doing right now. We'll have to wait and watch if he can manage to produce a breakthrough. It is totally possible because he has an action that is difficult to pick. He takes a pause before bowling the delivery, and it can put some batsmen off. And in this case, it puts Banton off, and that is a first ball wicket for Usman Tariq. Would you believe it? After that horrible dropped catch, he would be pumped up right now because the team would be expecting a wicket from him, and he does that very first ball, back of the hand this time, and completely outfoxes the batsman Banton as it takes the edge, goes to the wicketkeeper, and that brings England to 58 for the loss of 4 wickets. They will have something of a rescue to do, and the captain will have to play a vital part in this. He will have to resist the temptation of going after every ball. He will have to play a mature innings if Pakistan, because they still need a 107 in 77 balls. And what a piece of magic that was from Usman Tariq. Very first ball, back of the hand googly, and Banton had absolutely no clue what hit him as it took the outside edge and went safely to the wicketkeeper. That was a good catch, by the way, by Usman Khan. Alright, Usman Tariq again. Will he produce another breakthrough? I think they will be firmly on top if somehow Usman Tariq is able to get rid of Harry Brook. But it will be Sam Curran on strike this time. Fully pumped up Usman Tariq. And why shouldn't he be? He is doing exactly what he is in the team for. He is not just there for shock value, he is there as one of their best spinners. And that pause in his action always manages to confuse the batsman so far. Sam Curran just takes a single and gives it to Harry Brook. Would be very interesting to see how Harry Brook tackles Usman Tariq. I have a feeling he will take his time. I don't think he will go after the big shots against Usman Tariq because Brook's wicket right now means it would expose the bowling all-rounders and the tail. And they do not want it so early in the innings. Alright, Usman Tariq bowls to Harry Brook. What is special coming up? Oh, after a long pause, he delivers the ball. And all Harry Brook can do is just guide it to the fielder in the deep and take a single. This is exactly the kind of pressure that Pakistan needed to be building. And he is displaying his full armory of mystery deliveries. He has different angles from which he bowls. He bowls them at different pace. There is a back of the hand, there is a carom ball, there is a conventional off spinner. So he has a lot of tricks up his sleeve, Usman Tariq. He fired that one in quickly, and that was just taken for a single. I have a feeling that they will treat Usman Tariq with some respect. He's not afraid to flight the ball when necessary, but he can also fire them in, and it is very tricky to pick. Oh, well, another single by Harry Brook. We can see that he is absolutely not interested in trying any experiments against this bowler. They are giving him full respect. And why not? He took a first ball wicket, and that immediately must have sowed some seeds of confusion in the minds of the English batsmen. All right, how will Sam Curran negotiate the last ball of this Usman Tariq over? Well, that was a very long pause this time, and at the end, he did not bowl the delivery. I thought this was another one of Usman Tariq's pauses. So that will be taken for yet another single as that over goes for only 5 and brings a wicket. So a fine first over by the special weapon of Pakistan, Usman Tariq. After 8 overs, England are 63 for 4 with the required run rate at 8.5. It has remained there for a while now, there and thereabouts between 8 and 9. Now it has settled at 8.5, and that is exactly where England would want it to be. Because if it creeps up to 10, 11, 12 and over, well, it can put a lot of pressure on the batsmen, and especially when they know that Pakistan have a variety of spinners at their disposal. We still have not seen anything from Salman Ali Agha, who can also bowl off spin himself. All right, it's a return of Shadab Khan. He had a good first over, only conceded 5. Oh, he fires it in like a Yorker, but they have they had enough time to come for 2, but they decided not to risk it. That would only be a single. As finally we see some pressure piling on England after that fantastic opening burst by Shaheen Shah Afridi, in which 3 power play wickets fell. It was Usman Tariq who picked the 4th wicket of his very first ball. Tom Banton had no clue, as that ball simply kissed the edge of his bat and went to the wicket keeper. Back to the present, we have Shadab Khan bowling his second over. So far, he has conceded a couple of singles of his first 2 balls. If you're here for the first time, please consider dropping a like and hit subscribe, as that would really help me a lot. Thank you so much. Current run rate is 7.8, while they need to go at 8.5, but I don't think they'll be too disturbed by that. Right now, the main focus for England would be self-preservation. They cannot afford to lose any more wickets, and they definitely cannot afford to lose Harry Brook. He is sometimes known for his rash hitting, sometimes even in test matches, where he looking well set and then all of a sudden tries some fancy shot and gets himself out. Well, England cannot afford that today, because he is extremely important if they want to get to this total. And it won't be easy, mark my words, because the spinners are getting some amount of turn from this wicket, as that is a wide. Looks like it slipped out of the hands of Shadab Khan. The big shots have quietened down for a while after Harry Brook took 17 off a Mohammad Nawaz over. It looked like the match was going one-sided, but then Shadab Khan and Usman Tariq pulled things back, and there has not been a single boundary of the last 16 balls. All right, Sam Curran once again facing Shadab Khan, and that would be a dot ball, as it was way on the leg side, but Sam Curran could only deflect it towards the fielder. This is a fine passage of play for Pakistan, at least these last 3 overs. If not for that expensive over from Nawaz, I would have said Pakistan are very much on top. Right now, I would say it is kind of 50-50 because of the presence of Harry Brook on the crease. Oh, he attempts a big shot and he gets his way, as that is a very poor piece of fielding. Oh my goodness, what was he doing there? It was in the air for a while, but there was Shaheen Shah Afridi standing near the boundary, and he had all the time in the world to stop it, but he just let it bounce away from him. The fielding has not been great from Pakistan today. There has been one drop catch by Usman Tariq, and now this blunder by Shaheen Shah Afridi that cost them 3 extra runs. Well, what is gone is now gone, as Shadab Khan looked very disappointed with that effort. At the end of 9 overs, England are 72 for 4. The game is very much in the balance, as we see the return of Saim Ayub. He has variations up his sleeve. He has the carom ball, the other one, and the conventional off spinner. This means they are keeping Usman Tariq and his 3 overs for the end. And that's not a bad strategy, actually, because we have seen across this World Cup that he is not an easy bowler hit sixes off. The first ball would only be a single as Brook sweeps it away and manages to get to his 50. He doesn't really celebrate, only raises his bat once to acknowledge the crowd, but he looks like a man with focus. 50 of 28, exactly the kind of innings that England needed from their inspirational and talented captain, Harry Brook. Alright, the strike is with Sam Curran right now. Will Saimayu be able to produce a big breakthrough? Because this looks like a budding partnership with 16 already. Oh, they take a quick single again. Well, if Shaheen Shah Afridi had not produced that fielding blunder in the last over, this would have been the fourth over without a boundary. But well, that kind of released the pressure somewhat. But in any case, England still need 89 of 63, so that difference between the runs needed and bowls remaining is still 26, as that is up in the air. But no fielder can reach it as it goes safely between the fielders, and they have enough time in the world to take 2 runs. They have to find a way to dismiss Harry Brook. I've said before, I'm saying this now. The only way Pakistan can win this match is by dismissing Harry Brook. Because if he continues playing at his normal strike rate, well, 165 is inevitable. They need to find a way to get rid of him. And just as I say this, he pulls the ball towards the boundary where it goes to like a rocket. A fine shot, and he seems to be having absolutely no problems, Harry Brook. It looks like he's batting on a completely different pitch because he has scored 56 of the 80 runs that have been scored by England, while the others have found it difficult to even get it off the square. What planet is he batting on? Anyway, Saima, you will have to put it behind him as he gets ready for his fifth delivery. This over has been kind of expensive with 8 of it already. He cannot afford to give another boundary right now. And I think they will have to reintroduce Usman Tariq back into the attack, hoping for a Harry Brook wicket. They cannot just wait and keep him till very long because Harry Brook is capable of taking the game away in a single over. So they cannot just afford to keep him aside for till the 14th or 15th over. We have to see one more over from Usman Tariq. Saim Ayub looking to finish this over quietly. And that's exactly what happens as Karan just guides it along the ground for a single. At the end of 10, England are 82 for 4. They would like the score on board, 82, but they would not be happy with the right column, that is 4 wickets. Because if another wicket falls now, well, that will expose the bowling all-rounders. Well, there is still Will Jacks, to be fair. But will the law of averages work against him because he has been in fine form all this tournament? Pakistan need one more inspirational spell. Who is it going to be? Will it be Shaheen Shah Afridi? Will it be Usman Tariq? Or will it be Shadab Khan as he returns to bowl his third over? He has been quite economical so far, conceding only 14 of his 2. Sam Curran is able to take a single of the first delivery. As we move towards the second half of this innings, and this game is going to unravel very fast now. The next 5 overs will decide if Pakistan are able to close out this game because if Harry Brook survives for another 5 overs, I think that would be the game for England. The other option they have is to chip away at the wickets on the other end, but it's not like there are any slouches with the bat either. And just as I say that, Brook sweeps one and gets four for his effort. The timing was not quite great on this one, but it had enough power on it, cross the boundary. And the fielder, well, he put in a dive, but it was not enough. That four will relieve some of the pressure, will make England feel a bit better as Brook wisely takes a single the next ball. I think Pakistan will not be able to win this match by strangling the run rate because it is simply not big enough. It is only 8.14 right now, the required rate. The most they can push it up is to 10, 12, but even that is not a big deal in modern day cricket. They have to find a way to dismiss Harry Brook, or he will end up getting the total himself. Sam Curran is doing the perfect job. He is giving the strike to Harry Brook. That is all he needs to do. Do not try anything fancy. Well, I think we have to see Usman Tariq again, preferably the next over, because why would you hide him till you no longer have a chance? You have to grab the opportunity. You have to take wickets, and he is a wicket taker. And Harry Brook charges down the track, and that is a straight and monstrous six as it hits at the top end of the side screen. Well, this is proving out to be an expensive over yet again. 13 of it from 5 so far. And they have to play their cards now. They have to bring in Usman Tariq because the way things are going now, well, Harry Brook is doing it single handedly for England. He is doing it single handedly for England, as that is yet another six that was pulled with a lot of power and had enough legs on it to take it over the boundary rope for a six. And that Shalab Hanover has gone for 17 and he is looking dejected. That brings the score to 99 for 4, and they are now cruising ahead of the required run rate. The required run rate has come down to 7.3, only and only wickets. That is the only way Pakistan are going to win this game. And they have to do it very soon because another 10 balls, and I fear Harry Brook will take the game away. 72 of 35. He is the only person today to score at a strike rate of 200 plus. No one has come even close. Not on either side. Well, my prayers have been answered as we finally see Usman Tariq again. He will be bowling to Sam Curran. Oh, he deflects it to the leg side for a quick double. That was not a threatening delivery, really. Just drifted onto the leg side. They need some magic to happen, some Kudrat ka Nizam, as they say. Six needed of 54. Very easy in terms of run rate. And with a rampaging Harry Brook on strike. All right. Next ball is a dot as he plays it straight back at Usman. Well, Sam Curran is doing his job perfectly. He's 16 of 14, and his only job is to give the strike to Harry Brook as he stops the bowler because there was some disturbance near the side screen. All he needs to do is take a single and watch from the other end. Well, that's what he does as he takes a single and gives the strike to Harry Brook. Will Harry Brook attempt a big shot of Usman Tariq or will he give him due respect? We'll have to wait and watch. All right, Harry Brook takes the strike and he has to go back to the pavilion if Pakistan have to have any chance in this match. That was bowled from a very low trajectory and that did not deceive Harry Brook at all as it is Sam Curran on strike now. Sam Curran takes strike against Usman Tariq and that is launched into the air. It is in the air and that would be a catch, a very welcome wicket for Pakistan. And this is exactly the job of Usman Tariq. He is a wicket taker. He is a surprise weapon. And he has to bowl his next 2 overs on the trot. Do not keep him till very late. You have to use him to take wickets. What is the use of saving him for the 18th over if the game is going to be over by the 17th? Usman Tariq there doing his signature celebration of taking a bow. Well, that one deserved it, as that is his second wicket today. Samden has to depart for 16 from 15, as that brings Will Jacks onto the strike. Will Jacks has been their best player so far in this World Cup, their most valuable player. He has contributed with the bat and with the ball. This time, well, he is known for his aggressive shots, but here he just needs to do what Sam Curran was doing quite well for a while. Just give the strike to Harry Brook. That's all he needs to do. Will he be able to control the temptation of going for the big shots himself? Tariq with the ball in his hand is taking a while to deliver it. Will he be able to close this over out on a high note? He concedes a single to Will Jacks, and that would be 104 for 5 at the end of 12. Now, if obviously the wicket they need right now is Harry Brook, but if they manage to get the other wicket as well, Will Jacks, then that would bring the bowling all-rounders to the crease. Liam Dawson, Jamie Overton, while they are talented batsmen themselves, well, you never know, that would well put the pressure back on England. Because while they are quite cozy with the run rate, their main problem is the regular wickets that have fallen around Harry Brook, who was here one down today. Most wickets in this tournament, Usman Tariq is at number 4 with 10 wickets. The leader, of course, is Van Shalkwick from USA, who is no longer part of this tournament. Salman Mirza has the ball once more. He had bowled just one so far with 11 of it. Perhaps they will try to see if Harry Brook goes after him and in the process yields his wicket. Oh, was that was bowled nicely. Cramped Will Jacks for room and he could not score a run of it. All right, they need 40, they need 61 of 47. Run rate is not a problem for England at all. It is the Wickets column they'll be nervous about. Another dot ball by Salman Mirza. That is two in a row. They will be searching for wickets, Pakistan, and they have to come soon. They have to force Harry Brook to do something stupid, which he has not done so far. All right, Salman Mirza running in to bowl to Will Jacks. The ball is in the air. Oh, that will just cross the boundary for a six. A flat six by Will Jacks as he joins the party with his captain. That takes the score to 110 for 5. That was an 82-meter six. That would be a dot ball as Jacks cannot get it off the square. Best strike rate this World Cup. Will Jacks sitting pretty at number 2 with a strike rate of 194. The leader is Mitch Marsh of Australia, but he is home now with a strike rate of 197. So that effectively makes Will Jacks the leader. This has been a mixed bag for Salman Mirza. 3 dot balls and a 6. Still decent returns, I would say, as that is yet another dot ball. Some good bowling here. Still only 6 of this over, as they need 55 or 43 now. 2 overs of Usman Tariq remain, and 1 over of Shaheen Shah Afridi. These two are the only bowlers to have taken wickets. None of the other bowlers have been able to take a single wicket, which is quite strange. Oh, that will be yet another dot ball by Salman Mirza. At the end of the day, I would say this is a decent over. Only 6 have come of it, and the pressure is on England still. The strike now goes to Harry Brook as he will be facing Usman Tariq, most probably. These are going to be a critical couple of overs because here is where Pakistan would want to strike. They need a wicket desperately because once the tail is exposed, that is when Harry Brook will start having second thoughts. He will be forced to rotate the strike. He will be forced to take risks at times. Tariq to Brook. That would be a dot ball as Brook could not read that properly and only guided it to the fielder. He is bowling a fantastic spell. 2 wickets and 10 runs. And this is his third over. Brook plays it fine on the leg side. It looks like he will take another quick double. I would say that is not the best fielding from Shaheen Shah Afridi. He could have gotten there much quicker and stopped them at just one, but well, that with that too, it takes the score to 112 for 5. Usman Tariq in his third over, 2 for 12. He has looked like the only spinner to present a threat to the English batsmen, and they are treating him with respect, not taking any unnecessary risks. Just a single this time. Well, so far this over has yielded 3 runs of three. So again, not bad. They are still very much in the game, Pakistan. Oh, that would be a single as he gives the strike to his captain, Harry Brook. 4 of 4. They need a wicket here from Usman Tariq now. They need Harry Brook to depart. That is the only way they will win this match. Otherwise, he will win the game for England and he will also get his 100 in the process. They managed to take another double as that area on the offside was vacant. Brook is very cleverly refusing to play any big shots of the bowling of Usman Tariq. He is not going to take a risk. Not against this bowler. That brings us to the last delivery of this Usman Tariq over. He has varied the speeds widely. He has reached as low as 73 kilometers an hour and as high as 100. Well, I'll tell you what, there have been questions raised on his action, but it's for the ICC to decide and no one else. And he has done his job so far. He is fourth on the list of the highest wicket takers this tournament, and that despite having been rested for a game. So he could well go on to become the highest wicket taker in this tournament, by the way. So he has done his job perfectly. England need 48 and 36 now, and it would take something special from Pakistan now. Would Salman Ali Agha want to give that over to Shaheen Shah Afridi, maybe 17, maybe 18th? Because there's no point trying to hold him till it's too late. Because one big over, 20 run over, and this game is as good as done. And the way Harry Brook is batting right now, it is completely a possibility. He is also on his way to get his 100, batting on 79 of 41. No other batsman has looked as dominant as him on this surface. When he is in the zone, he is in the zone. Like he looks like one of the top batsmen of the world. The only frustrating thing about Harry Brook is sometimes he just gives away his wicket after being set, trying to play a fancy shot. It happened throughout the Ashes and he was criticized for it. But well, that's how you play the game. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. All right, here we are, England at 117 for 5 in reply to Pakistan's 164. They still need 48 runs for victory, and the man standing like a rock in front of Pakistan is Harry Brook, the captain. He has scored, he has easily scored more than half of his team's total. In fact, that is 60 to 70% of his team's total. So this is a single-handed effort by Harry Brook. And his wicket needs to come in these next couple of overs if Pakistan want to really believe, because if he is still there after the 16th over, well, I think that would be curtains. I hope they go for the aggressive option and bring a wicket taker, but they have brought in Mohammad Nawaz. That is a very strange decision. His first over was 17. It went for 17 and it really helped release the pressure valves. Well, let's see if this slightly strange decision brings any rewards to Pakistan as they are gunning for the main man, Harry Brook. Nawaz to Brook. He plays it deftly towards the leg side and all the time in the world to come back for a second. I think that is poor fielding. They should be attacking the ball much more viciously. They have to restrict these twos to singles because you're playing on very thin margins here. 46 of 35 needed. And that is only a couple of hits away from being a run ball game. Well, maybe he had something in his mind, Salman Ali Agha, as he thought of bringing Nawaz back into the attack. I would have gone for Shaheen Shah Afridi at this point of time. Yes, I believe he should not be conserved till the 19th or 20th over. Because what if the game is over by then? There was a very serious discussion in the drinks break between the coach and the players, and it looks like some decisions were taken. Let's see if this Nawaz decision backfires. That is a single as the strike goes back to El Jacks. 45 needed of 33. And, well, I think the next over has to be bowled by Shaheen Shah Afridi. You have to find a way to get Harry Brook out. Why are you looking to drag this game on to the 19th and 20th over when it could be over by the 17th? Why on earth? We also have 1 over remaining of Usman Tariq, so I wouldn't mind him bowling the next over either. But again, don't hold him back. There is nothing to be gained by holding back your best bowlers. If you're here for the first time, please consider hitting the subscribe button. This is a small channel, but you know, it's those tiny drops that fill an ocean, as or so they say. Harry Brook has now reached his highest individual score in T20 internationals. The only other player to get a 50 today has been Sahibzada Farhan. All right, so they take yet another single, and the score is now 123 for 5. They are not taking any unnecessary risks against Nawaz, though I think that was precisely the plan. Tempt them with some slow left arm spin, but they have not taken the bait yet. They are going in cruise control towards the target. And Harry Brooks takes a single to end the over. He is finishing this innings with maturity, and he needs to be dismissed. If Pakistan have to win this game, they have to pull out the big guns. I want to see either Shaheen Shah Afridi or Usman Tariq bowling right now. You have to go for the aggressive option. I mean, come on. Why would you wait till the 18th or 19th over when the game is already out of your grasp? Just put in your best bowlers right now and hope for the best. Because otherwise, this game is drifting away already. But that being said, this is the last recognized pure batsman pair. The next ones to follow are the bowling all-rounders, Liam Dawson and Jamie Overton. While they are capable batters, they are not exactly known for finishing close games. So one more wicket and Pakistan will be right in the game, as it looks like they have done the sensible thing by bringing back Usman Tariq for his last over. They have to try and manufacture a wicket out somewhere, even if it is not Brook, even if it is Jacks. That will expose the tail and that will bring some pressure onto Harry Brook. And some funny things can happen under pressure. That is taken for 1 runs by Brook, and would you believe it? That is an overthrow that gives him another run and a chance to get back on strike. The fielding has been poor by Pakistan so far, but they simply cannot afford any poor fielding at this stage of the game. You cannot be conceding overthrows when your opponent needs only 40 more. That was a mistake by Usman Tariq, who already has a dropped catch against his name. Thankfully, that did not cost much as Jacob Bethel was out very shortly. Oh, that was a good delivery, and Brook gives it full respect by taking a single. I have not seen them play a single attacking shot against Usman Tariq. Maybe that first ball wicket, maybe Tom Banton. But other than that, I have seen them do the wise thing and take singles of his bowling because it looks clear that they have studied him and they have decided that they will take the simple option. But you never know. With Will Jacks and Harry Brook on strike, anything can happen at any time. And as I say that, Jacks hits a pull shot that goes for a flat six over the leg side. They are in absolute cruise control right now. That takes the score to 133 for 5. And it will take something exceptional from now on for Pakistan to win because this is looking increasingly a tough score to defend because they have started hitting Usman Tariq as well, the one bowler they were giving some respect to. Bring on Shahid Shah Afridi the next over, or I'm afraid the game is gone. It would need some piece of magic from him to revive this game again. All right, Brook will face the last delivery of the 16th over, and that would be a lucky boundary as it takes the outside edge and runs behind the square for an easy boundary. Unfortunate for Usman Tariq as he ends his spell, and well, thankfully it is Shaheen Shah Afridi, the best bowler on display today. 3 for 13 of 3 overs. He will have to produce the performance of his career today to save Pakistan from defeat, and it will take at least a couple of wickets to do that. Because right now, both of these two batsmen are going all guns blazing, and they have brought the equation down to nearly a run a ball. If they lose this match today, Pakistan, it would take a lot of permutations and combinations and Qudrat ka nizam to bring them back. That would also be a shot in the arm of England as they will comfortably occupy the first place in that table. That's 2 runs as that was smartly played to the leg side by Will Jacks. That brings the equation to 25 of 23. A wicket has to come this over or it is curtains for Pakistan. Does Shaheen Shah Afridi have it in him to produce that one magic delivery? Well, not really, as this one is banged in short, and Jacks pulls it for a boundary. Well, I had not expected this over to go like this. First 2 balls have brought 6 runs. But again, the run rate is irrelevant now. It's a wickets game. And it does not look as if England are in any hurry to lose any wicket. because they are playing quite sensibly, punishing the bad balls, and you have to give it to the maturity of the captain, Harry Brook. What a captain's innings. This is the textbook definition of a captain's innings. The next ball goes for a single as Will Jacks bunts it along the leg side. Well, the wagon wheel of Will Jack's boundaries in this World Cup so far shows that he has played all over the ground, be it offside or the leg side. The only place he hasn't gone really is straight down the ground. Well, take that. Anyways, I don't think that these two will look to finish it in singles or twos. They are in a mood to finish it fast. And just as I say that, Brook charges down the track and hits it over the covers inside out for a six. That takes him to 96 of 49, and his game looks all but done, as England are completely in control right now, firmly in the driver's seat. I had thought that maybe Shaheen Shah Afridi would be able to slow it down somewhat, but in fact, they have decided to attack him. They have decided that the risk-free cricket phase is done. Now we will finish it on our own terms. Next ball to Brook, who is batting on 96, one shot away from a century. And that is exactly what will happen as he plays it straight beautifully. Was in the air for a while, but that was a safe boundary, and Harry Brook reaches his 100 of just 50 balls. This is one of the best innings I have seen in this World Cup, possibly the best, because none of the other batsmen, not on either side, have come close, remotely close, to 200 strike rate. And here is this man having scored 100 of 50. Some arm pumping celebration from Harry Brook. Well, he just has to finish the job now because he has done all the hard work. And that's some consolation wicket for Pakistan as Afridi bowls a Yorker finally and gets him out. But that is too little too late, I'm afraid, as Brook returns to the dugout, having played a blitzkrieg of an innings, 100 of 51, out of total of 155. Would you believe it? One man scoring 66% of all runs. He was very upset with himself, and Shaheen Shafridi doing the right thing by not celebrating and giving him a pat on the back to acknowledge that great innings. This will go down as one of the all-time great innings in Cricket World Cup history. This was a single-handed job if there ever was one. Anyways, coming back to the game now, it looks like Pakistan might have just found an opening. Just found an opening with Jamie Overton on the crease now, joining Will Jacks. Well, one more wicket here will really set the cat among the pigeons because we have seen it before. When the wickets start to crumble, the tail end starts to tremble. And, well, you're just one dramatic collapse away from defeat. 10 runs are still required. Let's see if they are able to pull off something exceptional. It would take some dramatic events from here if Pakistan is to win, and they have to be in the form of wickets and only wickets because run rate is no longer a factor in this match. Well, the first ball happens to be a wide, which is something they really can't afford right now. I would say that's some poor bowling. Anyways, back to the game. The next ball, Salman Mirza runs in again, and that would be would that be a single? No, that would be 2 runs. That would be 2 runs. And would you believe it? That is followed by yet another wide. Well, 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 it looks like the Pakistani bowlers are in a hurry to finish this match. They were in the game for a while, but Harry Brook's innings was more than enough to take them safely to the target. They are only one hit away now. All right, the next ball is a dot ball, so there's some tiny bit of a comeback by Salman Mirza. But this game is pretty much done and dusted now with only 6 to get. They are only one hit away. Will they be able to finish this game in this over itself? Quite possible, if you ask me. They should have brought in one of the spinners for a change because I don't know, considering how Shaheen Shah Afridi's previous over was, he did manage to get a consolation wicket, but that was just a consolation, as the next one is another dot ball. They still need 6 of 15. The current run rate is 9.09, and that is all courtesy the magic of Harry Brook, with able support from Will Jacks and Sam Curran before him. That is the third dot ball in a row, but they have all the time in the world. 6 of 14 now. They can afford to let the match go to the next over. Alright, that is 6 needed of 13 now. As Will Jacks, for some reason, has decided to play out some dot balls. He's not going for the big hit. How long will he able to resist the temptation as he finishes the over with a single? And now England need just 5 with 2 overs to go, and it will be Will Jacks on strike. Alright then, who will bowl the next over? Possibly the last one of this game. Who will it be? Will Jacks will be on strike and he has the opportunity to finish it off with a single hit. Or will he prefer to do it in singles? We'll have to wait and watch as there seems to be a bit of a delay now. Alright, they finally decided that it would be Nawaz to bowl what could be the last over. The only question is now how soon will England get to the total? 5 needed of 12. Will Jacks takes a good look around the ground. Mohammad Nawaz running into bowl. Would you believe it? That's a wicket. Just when it was looking that it was just a hit away, well, something seems to be stopping England, an invisible force, because they have not managed to score more than a single run in the past 6 deliveries. Anyways, Nawaz gets his wicket. Now we have an interesting proposition on our hands here. England are 160 for 7, just 5 away. However, Will Jacks is gone and Liam Dawson will join Jamie Orton at the crease, both of them on 0 of 0. Well, that can make things a little bit interesting. One more wicket here. Some unexpected, some Kudrat ka nizam, as they say. You never know, stranger things have happened in cricket before. However, I must say that Liam Dawson is a capable batsman. He has plenty of county experience. He's a veteran. All right. What will Dawson do? Oh, that is played towards the deep cover for a single. That requires them still 4 to get, and now it is Overton on strike. A wicket here will make things very interesting, as that would bring England down to 8 wickets. And then, even a single run can pile up the pressure. And that would be an odd ball, as it is defended by Overton. Only 4 needed of 9. Are they under some kind of a pressure? Because they are just one shot away, but I've been saying that for a while now. Let's see. It is defended yet again. It does go towards the fielder, but Overton refuses the run, and that means 4 still required of 8. Is there some life left in this match? Is there a twist in the tail? It would be very unfortunate from England if they lose from here on. That is yet another wicket by Nawaz. Well, well, well. I have seen team choke in the past, and this looks like a proper choke job. I don't know what he was trying to do here. He charged down the pitch, but that ball dipped on him and turned away sharply, and that was an easy stumping for Usman Khan. Well, 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 they have sensed an opportunity out of nowhere. Now they're 2 wickets away from victory, Pakistan. And England are still 4 runs away. 4 needed in 7 balls. This game has become very dramatic all of a sudden. Four needed of 7, and Nawaz is yet to bowl his last delivery. Dawson is joined at the crease by Jofra Archer. Only one more batsman to come after this, and that is Adil Rashid. Not known for his batting. Jofra Archer is known for his long sixes, and one of those will finish this game off. But will he do it in singles? Well, on this occasion, he decides to take a single, and that is extremely poor fielding by Nawaz. Just when they needed to add the pressure, he had just let that go through his hands and allows them to take a single that would keep Archer on strike with 3 runs still to get. And only two in hand. Oh my goodness. That needed to be saved. Everyone looks very dejected. That single was not there for the taking. When the analysis of this game is done, well, Pakistan's poor fielding will have a lot to do with it. Who will bowl the last over? Most probably it will be Salman Mirza because that's the only real option they have left. It could have been Usman Tariq perhaps, but he has finished his quota of overs. So it would be Salman Mirza to take the last over with 3 needed of 6 and only 2 wickets in hand. This is promising to be one thriller of a match, but at the same time, well, England can finish it in a single shot as well. Who knows? Let's see what trick Jofra Archer has up his sleeve this time through his batting. And the game is done and dusted as Jofra Archer pulls it towards the boundary for a 4. England win this tight encounter, but just barely. They were cruising along at one point of time, but Pakistan managed to drag it till the last over. And England now look almost certain to go to the semifinals. I mean, 99% certain, I would say. Anyways, that would be all for the stream. Thank you for joining in. Please remember to leave a subscribe if you can. That would really help me a lot. Thank you for your time. That would be all from me today.